So stations are experimenting with, with bringing the audience into that. Well, I mean, aren't you giving away? I mean, couldn't your competition be there? And
I on Twitter anyway.
Yeah, I mean, really,
give my day away.
There are no secrets anymore.
I can't surprise them if I want.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do it. So I think what we're talking about is a recognition of what is, and the reality is that if you think you're keeping pretty much anything secret, it's probably not true, or you're in a really primitive technological market. I mean, it just isn't the world today. I mean, you might as well put the stuff out and get credit for it somewhere or other, because if you think you're going to keep it, I mean, you may do a big investigative thing, but, the likelihood of keeping that secret is decreasing.
Now, for this point that you were just making, are you using, I mean, how are you using this? How are they using this? Bringing the audience to participate in the morning meeting?
I don't know the technical, I mean, I doubt you can Skype your way in. Technologically, that would work for a person, but it's not going to work for a group. So I'm guessing that isn't how it's being done.
I work for a newspaper, but we actually streamed our news meetings live online for a while. We don't do that anymore.
Watch your stuff.
Well, yeah,
because like 2 people watched. I mean, it was an effort to increase transparency and be more open, and we have some credibility issues, I guess. And so the editor at the time said, "Well, we'll just put on a web camera and we'll stream the whole thing." It made everybody pretty uncomfortable,
I'll bet it
quite
did.
frankly. But what do you do? And we stuck with it for a while, and then we discovered that maybe 2 people were paying attention, and so decided it was not worth it.
I mean, what we're still very much in the midst of is a lot of experimentation and it's part of what can we do, what will our audience react to, what will people in our community get involved with, and I think, you ought to try this stuff. I'm thrilled to see this happen. I can remember, having been in the business a long time, I remember when the number 2 or number 3 station in any given market was the heart of experimentation and new stuff that used to take place. And frankly, we've gone through about 20 years where everyone, I think, was too afraid to try new stuff. And so, we went through a very, very long stretch where what was what is. And I think now we're seeing, especially as it relates to online and new media, social media, we're seeing more experimentation again. I think that's wonderful. Some of those things aren't going to work. I used to have a category, it may still be there, but if it is, it'll disappear, in terms of what's on your website, allowing the viewer to assemble their own newscast. That peaked about 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago at just shy of 10%, and it has dropped every year since. People don't want to do that.